Compassion over killing. This is Glendora calling Erica Meier.
This is Erica.
Hi, Erica. I'm calling you, Erica, from 4 acres of beautiful greenery because I wanted it to be outdoors and fresh, and guess what? I think I just felt a raindrop.
Oh, well, it's nice that you're outdoors even if it's raining a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm going to take a chance, honey. So far it's only been 3 or 4 raindrops. So we'll take a chance that we're going to make it. And you're just talking to another drip anyhow. So now, Erica, this is Compassion for Killing. Explain to the folks at home, please, what your organization is and does.
Oh, sure, absolutely. Well, again, my name is Erica Meier, and I work at Compassion Over Killing. We are based in the D.C. area, but we are a national nonprofit animal protection organization, and we focus on exposing cruelty to farmed animals, as well as empowering people to make kinder choices by leaving animals off their plates.
This is wonderful what you do, and I am for you 100%.
Well, thank you. Your support means a lot.
And I have many, many friends who join me on that. Now, Erica, we can get to history perhaps later, but what's the latest accolade for the Compassion Over Killing?
Well, right now for the D.C. area, we're working on organizing our annual D.C. Veg Fest celebration, which is coming up in just a week and a half. It's a free festival in the nation's capital with about 15,000 to 20,000 people who will be joining us to celebrate all the best of vegetarian eating. We have free food samples. We give out free bags to the first 1,000 people. There is a main speaker area where we have cooking demonstrations, as well as dynamic speakers, including David Carter, who's a vegan NFL player. We have Gene Bauer, who's the co-founder of Farm Sanctuary. We have several other speakers. We have a kids activity area, so families can come with their kids and enjoy some activities and kids cooking demonstrations, as well as we have some book readings for the kids and face painting, and we have also live music on the other side of the festival and a beer garden, and it's meant to be a very fun celebration for everyone to just come out and enjoy it, and we strongly encourage vegetarians and vegans to come join us and to bring their pre-vegan friends and family with them.
Erica, 15,000 to 20,000 people, that's an enormous number.
It is indeed an enormous number, and it grows every year, and we're so excited that people are coming out to celebrate with us. And it certainly isn't just vegetarians and vegans coming out. It's everyone, and everyone is welcome. And it's Saturday, October 3rd in D.C. And if anyone, any of your listeners are out there and have an interest in joining us, you can get all the details at dcvegfest.com. And in fact, people do travel from other areas to join us from Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Florida. So people have traveled to this destination event, and we hope to continue growing it every year.
Where is it? Where do you have it, Erica? Where is it? What's the location?
It is at Yards Park, which is an area that's directly next to the Nationals Baseball Stadium. So anyone familiar with the D.C. area can find the Nationals Baseball Stadium, and our event is literally right next door to it.
Yes, dear. What are the streets?
It is at the corner of N and 1st Streets in southeast D.C.
N as in nutmeg?
Exactly.
And South Street?
And 1st Street.
And 1st Street. N and 1st Street.
Yes.
How many years have you been doing the Veg Fest?
We have been organizing, but we've been part of the organizing committee since 2009.
Oh, this is grand. This is grand. And when you started out, how many people?
Well, the first year we hosted it, we were hoping for maybe 1,000 people, but that day, over 2,500 people showed up. So we knew we were on to something very popular, and we worked to grow the event every year, and it has definitely drawn in more and more people each year.
Well, Erica, there's no question in my mind, but the movement is growing rapidly.
Oh, absolutely. I completely agree with you, Glendora.
Now, another thing I think is current is your ability to influence large corporations to have a vegan alternative.
That is something that we do work on, and I really appreciate you bringing that up. So some of the recent campaigns that we've been working on and that are definitely moving forward in terms of vegan options. So Subway is a company it's one of the largest restaurant chains in the world, and we have been urging and asking consumers to reach out to Subway and let the company know that they would love to see protein-packed vegan options on their menu. So at a lot of Subways right now, you can get a veggie patty. It's not even promoted a lot, but it's not vegan. It has eggs and dairy in it. And then other Subway locations don't have anything like that. It's basically just getting some salad on bread as the Veggie Delight sandwich. And so we've been asking the company to offer something more substantial, and we are so thrilled to say that the company is now moving in that direction. They have over 1,000 locations in the United States where you can order 2 different types of vegan subs. One is a Malibu Garden and one is a black bean patty, and they are marketed as vegan, so when you go in you'll see a lot of promotions for them, and they are typically available right now along the East Coast in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, DC, Florida, and they're also throughout parts of California, primarily in the Los Angeles area. And we hope that with enough positive consumer feedback, the company will roll that out nationwide.
New York, honey? Are they in New York?
As far as I know, not quite yet. But with enough New Yorkers asking, they'll do it.
You betcha it'll help to go in and say, I want vegan.
Right, absolutely. And we have a website where people can contact the company directly as well as post their comment to the company. Our website is welovesubway.com. And when you go to that site, you can see what other consumers are saying, and you can lend your voice as well, and then your letter will get forwarded to the company directly.
Erica Meier, what were the 2 vegan choices? What were they, black bean and what?
It's a black bean patty, and the other option is called the Malibu Garden.
And what is that, dear, a Malibu Garden?
It is a blend of different vegetables and greens in a patty.
Oh, gee, it sounds good.
They're both very delicious. And anyone who has a chance to try them, I highly recommend it. I think they're both great, and I hope that they do roll out nationwide too.
Oh, I love what you're doing. Next September 30th, I am taking my attendees to the Glendora Vegetarian Club. I'm taking them to the junction of routes 9 and 20, 2 federal routes, where there's a big diner, and they have a vegetarian hamburger. So my people are going to be treated to a veggie hamburger, bun, tomato, lettuce, French fries, coleslaw, pickle, and a glass of water.
That's fantastic. I love that you're doing that.
Now, I think also you made some inroads with Dunkin' Donuts?
We did. So we've been in touch with Dunkin' Donuts for a while, and as one of the largest coffee and baked goods chains in the United States, they did not, until very recently, they did not offer any sort of dairy-free alternative for coffee. So the company is now offering in about 75 to 80% of locations throughout the United States, you can now get almond milk for your coffee drink. Yeah.
Really? Isn't that wonderful?
It is really wonderful, and as far as the company has indicated to us, the feedback has been really phenomenal, and we're now asking the company to take one next step by offering a vegan donut to go with your coffee.
Yep. Oh, that's terrific. And you know, have you tried Silk? Has a new one called Very Vanilla. Silk Soy Milk has a new one called Very Vanilla. Have you tried it?
I have tried it, and it is very good. You like it?
Very much.
Yeah.
Very much. I like the flavor and I like the substance.
Yeah.
Now, did I see also in your, by the way, your magazine is excellent.
Thank you.
Did I also see that you made headway with Starbucks?
We're hoping to. We've reached out to Starbucks, and we've started a petition on change.org so people can lend their voice through that platform. And we're asking the company that Starbucks has already made a lot of inroads for vegans to enjoy. You can go there and get soy milk for your coffee drinks, which is something they've offered for many, many years, and they've recently added coconut milk as an option for coffee drinks as well. However, there really aren't that many food options for people looking for plant-based options. And so we're asking the company to go another step and offer vegan food options, whether that's a muffin or a cookie or some sort of other baked good that you can get when ordering coffee. And a lot of people have chimed in about that. The company seems interested in learning more about what vegans may want, and so we're really encouraging people to lend their voice and reach out to the company, letting them know what they'd like to see on the menu.
Well, I'll tell you, it would certainly make a difference in my life whether I would walk through their door or not if they had vegan.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah. I pass them up now, but if the day comes when they go vegan, I will patronize them.
Yeah. Yeah, well, companies, one thing that we have learned when talking with these companies is as much as our information that we can directly share to them has meaning to them, what really, really influences their decision is when they hear back from consumers.
Oh,
So
you bet.
consumer voices truly mean a lot, and that's why a lot of our campaigns involve encouraging other people to contact the company, because that is more likely to let the company know what consumers really want than if we tell them directly. So that's so important for people to ask. So anytime you go to a grocery store or a restaurant and you'd like to see something else on the menu, to politely ask and let them know that you're looking for a vegan option, because if you don't ask, then they assume people aren't looking for it.
Yes, we are the dollar sign. We are the dollar sign.
Indeed.
Yes. Now, any other companies, Erica?
Well, those are the main companies who we've been in most contact with, and
Yeah.
we're always looking,
Okay.
to talk with different companies about things. So definitely stay tuned, and I will let you know once we get the next step with one of the companies we're working with now, or once we reach out to another company and need consumers to help us chime in about this important issue.
And you will tell those 15,000 people who come to Veg Fest that they can go to Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts and Subway and get vegan, right?
Absolutely.
Now that makes a
Absolutely.
big difference. That makes a big difference. That's a big audience. Yeah. Now, Erica, tell the people the great work you have done with your undercover investigations of this horrible brutality that's going on.
Yeah, thank you for asking about that. This is certainly something that's really important to us as a nonprofit organization working to protect animals, and we are lucky enough to have several brave investigators who are willing to go behind the closed doors of these factory slaughterhouses, wearing a hidden camera and documenting what is truly happening on a day-to-day basis and the miseries that these animals are forced to endure. And it's so important for us to do this because these industries, the meat, the milk, and the egg industries, truly do not want the public to know what's happening. They want
Of
to.
course not, Erica. They are
Yeah.
ashamed of what they're doing.
Right. They are working very hard to avoid public scrutiny. And so our job as a nonprofit organization is to bring the factory farming images to the public. And that's exactly what these brave investigators are doing. And it's having incredible impact on consumers from coast to coast. And it's getting, a lot of the footage that we're taking is receiving national and sometimes international media coverage. So it's reaching voices, it's reaching people who may have never seen this footage ever in their lives, and now they're learning, what's really happening behind these closed doors. And it's truly empowering to see people who have never thought about where their food really comes from before, and it's changing their minds, changing their dietary choices, and it is saving the lives of animals.
Erica, it's making them think of what they are putting into their mouths.
It is, and I know there was a time in my life where I didn't know anything about this, and I think that's also partly why I feel so compelled to help let consumers know so that they have this information and can make more informed choices. Most people do not support animal cruelty, and when people think about where their food comes from, there's a definite misunderstanding that's perpetuated through these industries that these animals are treated well and that they're treated in ways that follow certain guidelines and laws. But in reality, the documentation and the videos that not only our organization has taken but others as well shows that time and time again these industries, it's standard practice to engage in animal cruelty, and in many cases it's not even against the law.
I believe, Erica, I read in your magazine that CNN covered your work, undercover work, 3 times.
Yeah, just in the past several investigations we've released have all been covered on CNN, which is phenomenal because it gets a lot of viewership, and so it's educating a lot of consumers.
More than 3 times, Erica?
At least 3 times. I'm not sure how many times the reports may have aired again, or they've reused our footage in different stories. But there's
Yeah.
definitely an attempt right now by the industries to pass laws in different states to shut out investigators and to criminalize undercover investigations. And as those laws are being introduced, there's been a lot of media coverage about why these laws, these ag-gag laws, are very dangerous. So when they pass, it
Gag.
criminalizes investigations and it prevents us from documenting what's really happening.
Sure, they don't want people to know.
Exactly. Exactly.
If people knew, they wouldn't, they wouldn't do this. They wouldn't allow it.
Right.
Now, anything else current that you want to cover before we go into the past?
People can, I think one way people, if they want to learn more about any of what we've just talked about or learn more generally about our organization, they can visit our website. So again, our name is Compassion Over Killing, and our website is COK.net.
Compassion Over Killing, COK.net. And then you have a couple of other websites.
We do. We have some campaign websites. I mentioned WeLoveSubway.com, and that's where you can lend your voice, encouraging that company to offer vegan options nationwide. And you can also visit another one of our campaign websites, WeLoveDunkin.com, and that's asking Dunkin' Donuts to go another step further and add a vegan donut to its menu. And for the DC Veg Fest, which I mentioned a little bit earlier, if people want to learn more about that, that website is dcvegfest.com.
Again, honey?
dcvegfest.com.
DC standing for District of Columbia?
You got it.
District of Columbia vegfest.com. It's not so hard to make a vegan donut. The only reason you use eggs is to hold things together, and you can use egg replacer for that. You can use tapioca root, and you can use, what's the other one? Do you know? Tapioca and what else?
I think there are several other options. I'm not sure. I'm not a master baker myself. I think you might know better than I would.
Arrowroot, that's it. That's the one I was trying to... Arrowroot, right. Any more current things before we go into the past?
Well, let's go into the past.
Okay. I believe you said you started this 20 years ago?
Compassion Over Killing was founded 20 years ago, yes. I got involved as a volunteer about 12 or 13 years ago, and I've been working here for the past 10 years.
Oh, really? And who founded it, dear?
It was founded as a high school club in the D.C. area by Paul Shapiro.
Say it again, Virginia, dear.
It was founded as a high school club in D.C., and the name of the founder is Paul Shapiro.
Isn't that wonderful? In a high school club?
Exactly, yep.
And what did they call themselves?
Compassion Over Killing.
They did.
Yes.
And how did it grow? How was it the first year, second, third, and fourth, and so forth?
Yeah, well, so it was founded as a high school club and just a few volunteer members in high school, and then when the founder of it graduated, he continued as an all-volunteer club in the area, and as time went by, more and more people wanted to get involved, and I think it was around 2001 or 2002, the organization was lucky enough to get a little bit of a donation, enough to support its first employee, who was Paul Shapiro. And he then helped the organization continue to grow.
Thank you, Paul Shapiro. Where is he today?
He works at the Humane Society of the United States in the Farm Animal Protection Department.
Well, thank you, Paul. You're a hero.
He is indeed.
And you started as a volunteer?
I did.
And that was around 2005?
That was probably around 2003 or 2004.
And then Then tell us your part in that through the years. Just give us a brief chronology.
Sure. Well, when I was volunteering for Compassion Over Killing, I was also, my day job was sort of a day job, I guess. It was also a nighttime job, was as an animal control officer in Washington, D.C. So I went around the city responding to emergency calls for service and picking up stray or injured animals.
And you help the animals. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, yeah. So in my time off, I started volunteering with Compassion Over Killing, stuffing envelopes, making phone calls, whatever was needed, and just kept getting more involved.
Yeah.
And then was eventually offered a full-time job, which I was thrilled by the offer and jumped at the opportunity, and I have never looked back.
No, no. Oh, I'm so glad you're 100%. And now you are the executive director?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. Tell us about the other people who work for you. Or with you, I should say.
Yeah, well, we have an office here in the Washington, D.C. area, and this is, the base of our organization has been here since we were founded, and so we do a lot of work in the D.C. community. We're working with restaurants on getting vegan options on the menu and helping promote vegan-friendly restaurants. We have a D.C. area website for restaurants and other like food trucks or grocery stores where people can find vegan options. It's called vegdc.com, and that's one of our very popular local sites. And so we also host a lot of events in this area, including the DC Veg Fest, and participate in community festivals. And then we also have an office in Los Angeles, and that's where our attorneys are based out of. We have a couple of attorneys on our staff, and they work with our undercover investigators, and they also work proactively on lawsuits trying to stop some of the misleading labeling people will often find on animal products in grocery stores. So when you see various so-called humane claims, we try to investigate and find out what's really going on, and in some cases we get them removed because they are in fact misleading to consumers.
Your compassion for animals started when you were a little girl?
It did. I've been vegetarian. I became vegan about 21 years ago, and vegetarian for a few years before that. And I think, like most children, I grew up with an affinity for animals. And my first involvement with animal issues really came about in college, but I was very active before that in the environmental community.
Oh, good for you. Well, I praise you for what you do. Is there anything, you got a couple of minutes, is there anything you want to say in finality?
Well, I really appreciate this opportunity to talk with you about all of this. I hope that anyone who's listening who's eager to get more active for animals will visit our website, cok.net. And
wait a second, I want to say it again. COK, CompassionOverKilling.net.
And on that site, you can also, if you're still learning and want to get more involved in vegetarian or vegan eating, from that site, you can also access some free recipes that we have. We can send you a free vegetarian or vegan starter guide.
Good.
To get you started. And we're also always willing to share information with anyone who would like to pass it on to their friends or their family or their coworkers. So if you have an interest, if you are vegan and you want to help spread the message, definitely reach out to us. We'll send you some free materials that you can then share. And if you're just learning about these issues, you can find a lot of the information on our website, or you can contact us and we can offer you more support as well.
DC Veg Fest, again, the date?
October 3rd. It's on a Saturday in a week and a half.
And what time?
It's from 11 to 6, and it's free, and the first 1,000 people will get even more free stuff in a commemorative tote bag.
Okay. And the location is
It's at Yards Park.
Yard?
Park.
Do you spell it Y-A-R-D, dear?
Y-A-R-D-S. Yards.
Yards. Well, we love you for what you do, and thank you very much.
Well, Glendora, thank you for all of your support and for allowing me to be on today. I really appreciate this opportunity.
Please don't hang up, hon. I have to talk to you.
Okay.
Okay, we did it. It was done in 25 minutes, which is good.
That's great.
Now, this is terrific. You're a very good speaker and a very good expositor of your cause.
Oh, thank you.
Now, I'm going to probably have this on the YouTube by tomorrow noon.
Great.
And if you'd go look at it, and I have all kinds of crawlers going at the bottom of the screen, so a lot that you have said will be in writing.
Okay.
Now, we have to find somebody who is a bona fide resident of the district. And that person has to go over to 901 Newton Street, Northeast, with the disc. I'll send you a disc.
Okay.
And with proof of residency, either a utility bill or a cable TV bill, or driver's license or whatever. And say, I want this cable cast. When are you going to put it on?
Right.
Now
we can definitely do that.
Good. This is a law. It's a law, federal, state, and municipal. State and municipal do not apply to the district, but federal certainly does. And they cannot say no to a resident.
Right.
They cannot
Right.
say no to a resident.
Right. We've worked with public access before.
Have you?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I would like to make a weekly. I would like to do this every week.
Well, that's exciting.
Very exciting. And you'll have to choose a name for it. One other thing I was going to ask you. Wait just a second. And of course, it will go on. It'll also go on Facebook and Twitter. Oh, I know what I was going to say. There is a membership fee involved in DC TV. It's illegal, but just let them get away with it. And I will fully fund that.
Okay.
I don't.
Well, once the disc comes in and we get down there, we'll figure it out, and I'll follow up with you and let you know, what the cost is and how that all works.
Sure. And no matter what fees they throw in, I can gladly take care of those.
Okay. Okay, great. Well,
Yeah.
I very much appreciate this. And Glendora, if you wanna try to make this weekly, well, I might need to look at my schedule since I travel a bit. I might not be like maybe we can rotate with a few different guests on a weekly basis.
Okay. Now, are you going to be in town next Tuesday?
In DC?
Oh, where you are now, yeah. Or where you can talk to me over the phone, wherever you are.
Oh, I see. It looks like I'm in town. I'm not sure if I have, because our event is coming up, our DC Veg Fest event is coming up on the 3rd, I might be out of the office a bit for TV interviews all week. They're scheduled at different times.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do a half hour with me during the Veggie Fest, would you?
Oh, no, no. I can't even find time to eat food for myself. But we might be able to find a volunteer who can do that. We'll see. I'll have to look at the schedules, but I personally would not be able to do that.
Now, I'm going
I have to run the main stage.
Okay. I hope you got my $100 last week it came in, or maybe 2 weeks ago.
We probably did, and there are some other folks here who process all of that. So if you sent it in, I'm positive that we got it.
Well, I'm going to send you another one. Now, will that 100 that I send you cover all the things that you give away that are listed on page 31 of the magazine?
Yeah, and we can go ahead and send you some stuff out this week if you'd like.
Yeah, I wish you would.